On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And you thought you got rid of us.
You really thought. We are here and we are healthy.
We are healthy, wealthy, happy, and...
wise.
Yep. So wise.
I was cracking up, Spencer, because the last episode that went out, we were saying like, oh, what if we just switch it up and release an episode on a Saturday? And we were like, no, we'd never do that. You know, we're so consistent. And then cut to us fully on our deathbed.
It was wild. We just had COVID, and that was my first time having it.
That is the craziest, by the way. You avoided it for 3.5 years.
Oh, a full tour. We met so many people. I mean, concerts,
Airports.
Everything. Never got it. I started to get a God complex about it.
As you should, because you're the only person that I know who have not gotten it.
Uh-huh. I think it was a surprise to everyone. Well, when we recorded the last time in person, I had just gotten back from New York. Mm-hmm. I immediately went to a Taylor Swift concert with my sister and her friends. I was feeling off that day, and I had told you because we always tell each other, like, if we're not feeling good,
right.
And usually we're just like, we'll record anyways.
But I had said to you too, because COVID wasn't even in my mind
No.
for you. And I was like, you're just exhausted. Like, you've been on the go.
Uh-huh.
Take a test. I highly doubt you're positive, and you weren't.
I wasn't. Like, I ordered a test and I took a COVID test for the first time in God knows how long. And it was negative. And so I was like, yeah, I guess I must just be really fucking run down. And then as the night progressed, which if you follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/cultleader, you'll know I started feeling sick. And I was like, I
should have fucking known. Because by the end of the night, you were as pale as a ghost.
Uh-huh. I was just not feeling
and
good.
You were fading.
Uh-huh.
But then the next day...
No, the next day it fucking hit me.
It did hit you. It didn't hit me, though. I was testing negative. I felt fine.
So I woke up on Friday and I felt like I got hit by a truck and I was like, Jesus Christ, like what is happening? And I was like, I have to have it. So I took the second test that was in the kit or whatever. And sure enough, I had COVID and I had a really bad Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I was still sick for sure, but I didn't get any sort of like respiratory, nothing. I just kind of felt body ache-ish and like run down still. I, swam every day and I was feeling like okay enough to do all of that. And we were talking about it. We're like, maybe you'll test negative by the live show and we'll still be able to do it. Cut to Monday.
I called you and I was like, I can't do this.
I'm so sick. And we were like, fuck. And that was like Monday night.
When I finally tested positive.
Yeah, because you took another test, negative still. And we were like, maybe you just have a flu.
Yeah.
Once you tested positive, we had to, unfortunately, come to the conclusion that we needed to move the live show.
Yes.
Luckily, we were able to do it for just next month, so September 14th.
Yes, September 14th, same place, same time, same everything.
Same day of the week, so you don't get confused.
Yes.
We love a Thursday. And because it moved, obviously, there are some people that can't make the new day, and we're so sorry for that. But there are some tickets, I think, left. Probably like 6 tickets, I want to say, so they might not be there by the time this goes out, but they could be. So if you go to our website, obituarypodcast.com, you can grab your tickets there. But back to COVID for a second. You were laid the fuck out, and I felt horrible because my experience was relatively calm. Like I had one really shitty flu-like day, and then it was kind of like, yeah, I'm okay.
It hit me like a ton of fucking bricks, Spencer. I could barely walk. I was in so much pain. My whole body was in pain.
So
It was hard to breathe, so congested. The night sweats, nobody has told me about. I've had COVID twice before and it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Well, third time's not the charm, I
Third
guess.
time's not the charm. I had to sleep on the couch because I had to sit up straight when I slept. Like I could not lay down. It was fucked up.
Isn't that weird, though? Because clearly you got it from me.
I know, but we're so in denial about everything.
Oh, the second one of us is sick, we're like,
I'm
yeah,
fine.
but I'm good, though. I'm good. I'm probably just tired.
Yeah,
And
it's
so that's what
fine.
we were doing when I got sick. Because obviously we wouldn't have recorded if I
Had
thought
tested
thought I
positive.
was sick like that.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, shit. So we're laid out. We have to move the live show. We're like bummed about it, but we're also like, I mean, what can we fucking do? We're not going to give it to everyone.
No.
Then we're finally coming out of it.
Uh-huh.
And then the news starts hitting that there's a fucking hurricane coming to Los Angeles.
Oh my God.
Hurricane Hillary.
Hillary, you fucking let us down, babe.
You dumb bitch.
Okay.
We
We went to the grocery store for you.
Oh, well, kind of.
Well, Instacart. Okay, I didn't leave the house.
We're not doomsday preppers. I had to go to Target that day. That was the day, I think it was on like Saturday or Sunday. I started testing negative. So I was like, oh,
Get me
good.
out of here.
Like,
Yeah.
Get me out of the fucking house. So I went to Target and I had just gone because there was something. I think I needed to pick up like food for hot dog.
Dry food for hot dog.
Yeah, I picked up dry food for her. That was the only like hurricane prep I did because I was like, well, if the power goes out, all of her food's refrigerated. So I'm going to go pick up some dry food. And so I go to Target and people are going fucking nuts.
Yeah.
There's no carts in there. There are people wheeling around carts with fucking gallons of water and toilet paper. I'm like, oh, come
God.
on. Give me a break.
Well, we've never experienced a hurricane. Well, in like 100 years or something.
That was just crazy though.
I know. What brought me comfort was knowing that I guess like the last tropical, or it was a category 1 hurricane that hit Los Angeles was in 1939. And both of our houses are almost 100 years old. And so I was like, they've gone through this.
Yeah.
We'll be okay.
We're good. Well, I was expecting something. And you and I are both the same where we like a little chaos.
Excitement.
Yeah. And so we were like, what do you think's going to happen? And I fucking all day Sunday was out there.
Oh my
or
God.
no, was it Saturday maybe?
Saturday.
I went and I like moved all of my outdoor furniture into the garage.
Oh, do you know how many Ziploc bags full of water that are in my freezer? Because TikTok said if the power goes out, those are big blocks of ice.
Well, and then fucking, I know, my fridge was full. I like filled up all my hydro flasks and stuff because I was like,
Same.
well, okay, I guess if my fridge can't make water or whatever.
All I really care about is the dogs. I'm like, I don't really drink that much water to begin with, but like the dogs drink it throughout the day. I need them to have clean water.
I just bought a ton of Diet Coke because I'm like, listen, if I'm going to be stuck in this house, I'm going to have my goddamn Diet Coke, okay? So I got like 30 packs in there. But I thought at the very least, I thought my pool would overflow. So I was like kind of prepared for that. And then Sunday hits. Nothing happens. We've had worst rain in the winter.
Please. We've had worse rain. Hillary,
You
you fucking... We're in Mexico, bringing the chaos there.
Yeah. Well, everyone was saying too, they were like, the most LA thing Hillary can do is flake out.
Yeah, she's a flake.
A flake and a floozy. We were talking shit to her on the phone with each other. We're like, oh, a little wind. Are you kidding me? And it wasn't even, nothing happened.
We cleaned our whole backyards for you, Hillary.
Yeah. One thing did happen last night. I took Hot Dog out at like 9 because she doesn't like to go out in the rain and she wouldn't come outside. And so I was like, okay, you have to go to the bathroom so I can go to sleep in peace.
Yeah.
So I took her out and I just walked her, around my front yard. And then I took her down the street and I had left my front door unlocked because I wasn't going far. I walk up to my house and as I'm approaching the front door, the porch light goes out. And I was like,
Scary.
okay. And I was like, well, I did leave my front door unlocked and all of my house was pitch black. And I was like, did somebody come inside? I guess I'd be the first one to go in a horror movie because I just walked inside like,
I
what's going
know.
on here? The power had gone out, but it only went out for like 30 seconds because as soon as I closed the door behind me, all the lights and everything went on. And I was like, well, there we go.
But in all seriousness, we're very happy that Hillary didn't do too much damage.
No, but she could have at least given us something. A little lightning, thunder. My God.
I like thunder.
I love a storm.
I love the noises. And remember the night before we were talking, I'm like, I think I hear it. And you're like, what?
You were like, oh, I hear the You were like, yeah, I hear the hurricane coming. I can hear the roar right now.
I could.
Well, I think you were holding those seashells to your ears or something, because nothing.
Well, it was actually, I think, another house was on fire on my street. So bizarre at like midnight. And so, of course, I go walk the dogs over there and I'm like talking to the neighbors. And I think they thought I was just a crazy person because I had my pajamas on that make me look like the...
Oh, Captain Hook's sidekick?
Yeah. And I had Crocs on and my dogs. And
probably like, oh.
She started the fire.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Needless to say, it's been a very chaotic week, but I'm glad we're feeling good.
This is my first time driving a car in a week and a half.
Ugh, you poor thing.
God, I feel good to be out.
I know. When you rolled up today, I was like, are you excited to be out of the house? You're like, yes. My God, give us a break. All right. Well, Hurricane Hillary, you're a real asshole for scaring us like that. Okay. And speaking of, I got some other assholes to talk about today. And the first one says, am I the asshole for being mad that my stepdaughter will inherit our house?
Okay.
My husband, 65, and I, 47, have been married for 10 years. After my husband's retirement party, the discussion of wills and inheritance came up, and my husband informed me that he is leaving our marital home to his daughter, 30, in his will, which left me feeling completely blindsided and shocked. And I'm like, yeah, that does...
I could... Because if she was the biological mom, it would be left to her.
Yeah. And the daughter's 30, this woman's 47, the husband's 65. But they've been married for 10 years.
Okay.
I don't know. So I was with her for a while, but then she said, I'm aware that due to our significant age difference, I will most likely outlive my husband by many years and will probably have to spend the last decades of my life alone. True. Well, not true. You don't have to be alone. She said, so I was really upset, but also angry to learn that I will most likely be kicked out of our house after my husband's death and left homeless, which feels dramatic.
Dramatic, yeah.
My husband explained to me that I knew the house belonged to his late wife, who inherited it from her parents.
Oh, okay.
And that I couldn't possibly expect him not to leave his house to their daughter.
Okay, I'm on his side now.
I replied that the house now belongs to him, and as his wife, I have a right to my marital home. And
no.
Which I've never heard the phrase marital home before.
I know.
And it's not fair that I'll be kicked out of our home after I spend so much time and effort redecorating it and making it my own, and become homeless after his death because I am a housewife and I have nowhere else to go. He has an obligation to ensure my financial safety after his death. He said that it will be incredibly unfair to his daughter and his late wife if I inherit the house, and his wife never would have wanted that. His wife died unexpectedly at a relatively young age before she got around to making a will, so my husband automatically got the house as per inheritance laws. He also explained that I am the sole beneficiary of his life insurance, and any savings left will equally be divided between me and his daughter. So she's fully getting money. However, I don't think this money would be enough for me to survive the rest of my life, especially as my husband plans on having expensive cruises and holidays for the rest of his retirement. Oh, God forbid he enjoys it.
I know.
This is where, unfortunately, our argument escalated. We started yelling at each other, and I told him he's screwing me over after everything I've done for him, after I gave up my job and career for him to look after our home, and that I deserve to be compensated. I'm like, dude, they don't even have any fucking kids together. You're a stay-at-home nothing? Oh, please.
Oh, please.
Give me a fucking break. How about get a fucking job?
Okay.
Get a job.
Go back to your career.
Yes, everybody should have their own money anyways. I say that to
every
person out there. You should always have your own money.
Little nest egg.
Yes. And especially like if something like this comes up, then be like, cool, I'm going to actually start working and I won't be able to take care of the house as much. Fair?
Yes, he's older than her and may die first, but also you never know what's going to happen.
Also, you chose that. That's part of the deal.
I was with her, like we said in the beginning, like, okay, maybe it should be divided up or maybe they should come to some agreement, but it's his late wife's family home.
Yeah, it's gonna go to the daughter.
Yeah.
But listen to this. So she says all that stuff like, I gave up my job, blah, blah, blah. But he responded that he never asked me to become a housewife, and that was my own choice, and that I knew the risks and benefits and made an informed choice, and he will be leaving a reasonable inheritance, and if I'm not happy with it, I should go back to work. I told him I never knew that I wouldn't get the house, and that now it's late for me to return after being out for 10 years, that he's an asshole for leaving me stranded like this, and that this is not what I agreed to, and he is being sexist by not recognizing my contribution to our family. He laughed at me, saying I never made any kind of financial contribution, as we hired cleaners and housekeepers to do most of the chores, and if anything, I was a drain by all the money I spend. Honestly, at this point, I was so enraged and in tears, I screamed at him because he's being completely cruel to me, and I locked myself in the guest room. So, am I the asshole for wanting the house if my husband dies before me?
Honey, every room's the guest room to you in that house.
Oh, shit! You're actually just visiting. She's delusional. That's what I say. You're delusional. Because it would be one thing. It's like, I mean, taking care of a house is a lot of work.
Yes.
For sure.
We both are fucking cleaning baseboards every single day.
Yes. But it's insane that you have cleaners and housekeepers. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Well,
you're not
you need to get into the real world. I'm all for taking care of your wife and...
Well, also like being a stay-at-home mom, right? That's a full-time fucking
full-time
job.
Hard-ass fucking... The hardest job.
And like, if that was the case, if they had a child together that they raised and she was the primary, I'd be like, yeah, she deserves to...
Right.
Then she's entitled to...
Yeah.
The house maybe, or part of it at least, part of that. But I'm like, give me a fucking break. And so everyone voted that she's the asshole.
This should have been a conversation early on, but hearing about how she sounds kind of delusional, this probably was a conversation early on.
He probably made it crystal clear, but she said, okay, got it. I'm the asshole. I'll apologize to my husband and look for a job. I honestly didn't marry him for money. I didn't even know he was wealthy until 6 months into our relationship. It's like, okay, if he's wealthy, then his estate, you'd be fine with whatever you got. Just give me a break. She said, I had grown really attached to the house, which I wouldn't have done had I known it wouldn't ever be mine or that I would be kicked out of it at some point. It's the phrasing. It's the phrasing of like, I'm going to live on the street. I'm going to live on the street.
I'm going to be homeless.
Worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. I'm going to the worst case scenario.
I get being attached to a home.
Sure.
I absolutely get it. I was attached to our last home. You know how attached I was to it.
Yes.
I was like, I don't want to leave. I'm just so comfortable here. I like our neighbors, like everything. And now I'm like, oh, please.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. We need to move away from her, but delusional.
She's going to be moving away.
And she
soon.
is, every room is a guest room to her. Okay, this next one says, would I be the asshole for launching an investigation into my father's death?
Oh, I love this.
My father passed away 2 years ago, and it came as a shock because although he had a rough past with his health, he was on the mend. For personal reasons, I'm going to keep his health history private. Him and my mother divorced just prior, and he decided to move countries as the healthcare in our country is horrible. He would constantly slip into and out of comas because of his health. He was close to having a life-changing surgery that would have made his health skyrocket in strength. He'd gone to the hospital as he was due soon for the surgery, and there was a complication where he had to be put into a medically induced coma. This was nothing we'd not seen before. He'd been in states worse than this and recovered. We thought nothing of it until we were told he's not going to make it out of the coma alive. I'm very sure he could have been treated, but I'm convinced his family signed DNRs. The doctors were correct. After a week, he passed in his sleep. I've been suspicious about his death because some circumstances have just been quite convenient. He started a chain of businesses in our city and for a time had been collecting money monthly from those stores that he owned. We never saw that money, but we knew he was receiving it. About a month before he passed, he'd sent me and my siblings his will stating that he has money and it is to go to us. We had contacted his sister, our aunt, and she constantly comes up with an excuse as to where the money went or why we can't have it. I've suspected that she took it for herself and is being greedy with it, as she has been constantly sending us money whenever possible as gifts, but I'm very sure it's our money. My gran, who was very wealthy, passed 2 months after my dad, and in her will it stated that her assets were to all be liquidated and distributed to each child, and in the fine print it said that if a child were to not be able to receive the funds, it is to go to the next of kin, i.e. my oldest sibling. We each got a measly $100. I'm currently in the process of finding a lawyer and getting the embassy to give me a printout of his bank account history. But am I the asshole?
No, I think you should open an investigation. Curiosity killed the cat, so you need to be prepared for whatever you're about to find out, because it could be...
Could be something, could be nothing.
Could be something, could be nothing. If it is something, it could be damaging for you. Like if he suspiciously died, you know?
You know, this kind of, I had a similar situation happen to this when my dad died, because when he was young, he had signed up to join the military. And because he was so young when he joined, he had his sister as his beneficiary. When he died, money that truthfully should have gone to my mom to raise my sister and I, his sister took. She like tried to open a restaurant and it failed.
Have you seen that side of the family?
No, we do not talk to them for a plethora of reasons.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I went to therapy today and we were talking about it because I have a family member that's sick right now. And we were like talking about that. And then I was talking about my dad's side of the family. And then I was just like, there's no curiosity for me there. So this person, you're not the asshole if you launch an investigation. I absolutely would, especially if your grandmother was wealthy. It's ridiculous that you only got $100. I would absolutely look into that and have them at least see, because that might be the case. That just might have been how it worked out. But I cannot emphasize enough how fucking important it is to have your affairs in order as soon as you can. Everybody listening to this should have some sort of legal document, even if you only have, you know, whatever you have to your name, even if you have nothing to your name, get it in order and make sure it's clear as day, because money gets fucking ugly. And when people die, shit gets weird. People come out of left field. It's bizarre.
It is bizarre.
And especially if you have children. I mean, non-negotiable. You need to have a will. Even if you're, 20 years old, just get your affairs in order, people.
Oh my God. This lady should have gotten her affairs in order. I have a listener email.
Okay.
It's funny. So it says, "Hey girlies, sorry in advance for any weirdness. I'm typing this on my phone because I've been meaning to forever and had to jump on it before my ADHD brain threw it into the constant dumpster fire burning up there." I get that. I hope this isn't too long, but brevity isn't my specialty. I wanted to share the story of my grandmother's ashes spreading because it's one of my favorites. Just a short background. My mom died 10 years ago when I was 17 from cancer, and she was the one to usually handle my grandma's ridiculousness. My grandma was a loving woman, but a lifelong alcoholic battling a lot of demons and hypochondria and weighed about 90 pounds soaking wet. She drove all of us goddamn crazy, but only because she had so much love to give, even if it was overbearing at times. Anyway, she passed about a year after my mom did. I think she just lost willpower, but also her habits just finally took hold and she just became too fragile. Anyway, we are a huge shit-talking family, mostly out of love, but especially back and forth with my grandma. There was always dark humor flying around and a lot of, "Kayla, you little shit," said when I was throwing jokes at her. But my uncle once told her he was going to put her ashes in a Christmas cookie tin when she dies, and she said, "I will haunt your ass forever if you do that." It was a joke between us three until she passed. Well, we figured what better way to honor our family tradition of gentle bullying than to actually do it. Her ashes sat in a Christmas cookie tin on my uncle's fireplace for about a year. We were maybe hoping for a little haunt, but although she couldn't tell us, I'm sure she's there somewhere in the ether cracking up and wanting to beat our asses. My uncle did wind up spreading her ashes at this beautiful, tranquil waterfall with the hope she'll find peace that she was unable to find in life. As crazy as they drove me, I would give anything for another rambling, Canadian mist-fueled 12-minute voicemail. Sorry for the length, but I thought you guys would get a kick out of it. Thanks for reading and for the joy you bring to my life. Kayla from Colorado.
I love it. And I could picture, sorry for your loss, Kayla. I could picture I feel like I know what cookie's in.
Totally.
Is it the one that everyone put sewing?
The blue one?
Yeah,
the little like Danish cookies?
Yeah. I have to know. Give us that solace.
Hey, Grandma should have had strict rules in there. But you know what? She got put in a cookie tin.
There's worse places to be.
I know.
As we've heard and as we've learned.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I am up first this week, which means you have a side bitch.
Oh, I sure do. This is from July 31st, 1916, the Daily Mail.
Oh, love it.
And it just says, Steward's strange death. The death took place at Immingham last night of Charles Randall, a ship's steward, apparently from poisoning. He was found frothing at the mouth and his lips were burned by corrosive fluid.
What?
That's it.
What did he get into?
Who knows? It just, apparently he was poisoned.
He was sucking on something.
Sucking on them batteries.
Oh no.
You know, when I was in New Jersey the other day and we were...
You were?
Yeah. And...
That's so rough. Like, what?
Yeah, and I was with Aditi and Anand.
Was it like driving to the Adirondack?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have a Tesla, and so we had to stop at like a Tesla place. And so we stopped in New Jersey at like a Tesla dealership, actually, because they have chargers there. And we stopped and we were charging. And I was like, what would happen if you put your tongue on it? Because you know when you put your tongue on batteries?
Oh, yeah.
And it makes like a feeling? I'm like, what would happen if you put a Tesla one on your tongue? Give you just a fucking jolt of a lifetime?
A little shock.
All right. Well, we're going to go try that. And when we come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin.
Perfect.
We'll be right back. And we're back. And I know what had you spinning in your coffin this week. I know it. I know it.
Oh my God. Well, tattoos had me spinning.
Ooh, the needle gun.
Yeah.
Tattoo gun.
Ooh.
Or for our UK babes, the tattoo.
Tattoo? Well, I don't have any. So last year at our live show in Irvine, I briefly touched on this phenomenon of preserving your tattoos after you die. And I've been wanting to really give this subject like a full coffin spinner because I feel like it deserves it for a while now. And recently we've been receiving a ton of you Geoffs asking us to talk about it. So hold on to your tattoos, baby.
Here we go.
We are diving into the world of preserving them after death. I do think before I can talk about preserving them, though, I need to talk about some of the oldest tattoos that were ever preserved. We know that there is a long history of tattoos throughout civilization, dating back to the Neolithic or Stone Ages, because of mummies. Many mummies or parts of human bodies have been found, and many of them have specific markings that represent some sort of body art, whether it be ceremonial, religious, cultural, for healing, or just because. We're going to talk about Ötzi, the Iceman. He was discovered in the European Alps in September of 1991 by tourists. They had initially thought that he was someone who maybe had just recently died on a trip through the Alps, but they would find quickly that he was actually a very well mummified man who archaeologists believe lived in 3500 BC.
Oh my God, that was a crazy year.
He was just chilling there for that long.
Literally.
He was preserved by the ebb and flow of glacial ice, according to Smithsonian Magazine. He's believed to have been murdered because he has wounds and also he has an arrowhead like lodged in one of his shoulders. At the time of his death, he was about 45 years old. He weighed about 110 pounds and he was about 5'3". I'm constantly baffled by like what science can figure out and speculate about someone's lifestyle from thousands of years ago. They looked at his stomach and they knew what his last meal was, and they could tell that he had an intestinal parasite. They took hair samples and studied his bones and could tell that during his life he walked a lot. thought. And it fascinated me. But he also had a total of 61 tattoos. From that same Smithsonian Magazine article that I'll link, they say, quote, "The tattoos mostly consist of parallel lines and X's, likely made by rubbing charcoal into purposely made cuts. As the Huffington Post reports, most of them were found in areas commonly associated with acupuncture points, suggesting that the tattoo's purpose could have been medicinal, possibly intended to relieve joint pain."
Oh, wow.
It's theorized that one newly discovered tattoo on his rib cage, far from any joints, might have been applied as a form of treatment for chest pain. Super interesting.
Yeah.
They were using tattoos medicinally.
Oh, my God.
Next, the Jebelin mummies. These were 6 mummies that were found in 1900 in Jebelin, which I believe was a town in ancient Egypt.
And also, who tried to take Dolly Parton's man?
Jebelin. These mummies were all naturally mummified, and they date back to about 3400 BC. But these mummies are now housed at the British Museum, and they were analyzed, and they discovered that they also had tattoos. National Geographic reported saying, quote, "Unlike Ötzi's tattoos, which have more geometric designs, the Egyptian tattoos are the earliest known examples of figurative tattoos, or tattoos that represent images. What initially looked like a smudge was re-examined with infrared imaging, which allows scientists to see the markings on the mummified skin with more clarity. On the male body, scientists spotted the images of a wild bull and what appears to be a Barbary sheep. The woman's body contains 4 S-like symbols on her top shoulder joint and an L-shaped line on her abdomen that archaeologists think might be a stave or a wooden staff. Both bodies contain tattoos that were inked into the dermis, the thicker part of the skin, with an ink made of some sort of soot. Copper instruments found in nearby regions have been previously suggested as tattooing tools. So now we're seeing with Ötzi, it was medicinal. With these, it was cool images. And then researchers Ann Austin and Mary Liss Arnett studied mummies found at the New Kingdom site at Deir el Medina, which was a village in ancient Egypt. And I was happy to find that these researchers were super respectful, and they said that they would never ever unwrap a mummy. But if a grave robber of some sort had already unwrapped them, then they would study them. But they discovered 6 tattooed female mummies, and livescience.com explains the tattoos found on 2 of the women, and they are very interesting. They say, quote, "The new evidence that Austin discovered came from 2 tombs that she and her team examined in 2019. Human remains from one tomb included a left hip bone of a middle-aged woman. On that preserved skin, patterns of dark black coloration were visible, creating an image that, if symmetrical, would have run along the woman's lower back. Just to the left of the horizontal lines of the tattoo is a depiction of Bes and a bull, imagery related to ritual purification during the weeks after childbirth. And when they say Bes, they're referring to the Egyptian god Bes, who was the protector of children and pregnant women. So these women had tattoos of this Egyptian god on them.
That's wild.
They go back so far. Now, most of us will not be perfectly preserved natural mummies, and if we choose cremation, which statistically most of us probably will, we will have no way of preserving our beautiful tattooed skin. But in 2015, Inc. magazine sat down with the founder and chairman of the National Association for the Preservation of Skin Art, also known as NAPSA, and his name was Charles Ham. And Charles got the idea to start the National Association of the Preservation of Skin Art when he was sitting around with his friends one day. And he is heavily, heavily tattooed. And he was talking with his friends and he's like, man, when I get cremated, all of this body art is going to go up in smoke.
Oh, yeah.
He talks in that article about how he has a ton of super sentimental pieces dedicated to his wife and his grandchildren, and he really wanted these works of art to live on forever. Chris got together with 2 tattoo artists, and then he also teamed up with a doctor and an embalmer. And he says that he had recently lost some weight, and he had some loose skin that he could get cut off. And so he went to a plastic plastic surgeon. He had the plastic surgeon mark where he would be getting his skin cut off. And then he went to those tattoo artists and had them tattoo those areas. And then he went back to the plastic surgeon, had the plastic surgeon remove those areas that he had tattooed. And then he put them in like a container, sent them to his embalmer, who started the process of trying to preserve his skin.
Whoa.
And so they found this like perfect concoction. He did say that he was a living person for this, obviously, but he wouldn't be doing this for other living people. He just had to see if the preservation worked. I'll link that whole article. It was a really fun and interesting read, but unfortunately, I can't find anything else other than articles from 2015 on him and NAPSA. And when I Google it, the National Adult Protective Services Association comes up.
The feds are outside.
Yeah. But they did have a website called savemyink.com, but that website doesn't work. But there's a ton of articles from 2015 about him. So, but then the website savemyinkforever.com works perfectly. These are the people that I specifically talked about in the live show, and they are up and running. And I was thinking when I was writing this, I'm like, I wonder if there's any drama because they're not affiliated.
Okay. Like if there's beef between the two companies.
And they're both from Ohio.
Oh. I'm going to make up a story where it was two brothers started this company. They had a falling out. And so one of them was like, I'm going to start my own.
It's savemyink.com, and now there's savemyinkforever.com. Savemyinkforever.com is legit, and they're like killing it. They're like the only people that I could find that does this.
Like in the US?
They do Canada and the UK as well.
Oh, cool.
The people at Save My Ink Forever have an incredible story as well. Kyle Sherwood is a third-generation mortician, and he and his father started this company. They sat down with Inked magazine as well in 2018, though, and talked about their company. And Kyle reminisced about his grandfather who, quote, had a trade embalming company, meaning he would go from funeral home to funeral home embalming any case they had. And his nickname was Mean Gene the Embalming Machine. He was most proud of the fact that he embalmed Chef Boyardee. Yes, SpaghettiOs and meatballs.
Whoa.
Kyle talks about his tattoo that he has on his leg that he likens to a family crest of some sort. He has mortician tools tattooed that represent each generation and their initials next to it. And so they come from a long mortician line. They're like third generation morticians.
Oh, cool.
But one of their friends said that they wanted their tattoos preserved after death, and Kyle and his dad Mike figured out a way to do it. They worked for 2 years to come up with a formula that would work. If this is something that you wanted done, you would need to let your next of kin know your wishes, fill out the proper paperwork, and then make sure that 24 to 48 hours upon your death that they let Save My Ink Forever know so that Save My Ink Forever can send out a tattoo removal kit to your embalmer.
I remember this. I remember that.
Yes. Depending on how many tattoos you wanted preserved, sometimes the founders of Save My Ink Forever fly out to help with removal. So basically, they cut your skin off. Then the skin with the tattoos are sent to the company where they start a preservation process. And because tattoos are only on the first few layers of your epidermis, the process can sometimes restore faded tattoos to super bright and vibrant color. The process can take about 3 to 4 months, and then the tattoos are framed in UV protective glass.
Very cool.
The whole premise of that article was, is this ethical, or is it similar to Ed Gein having lampshades and furniture made out of human skin?
I think it's like the audio bibliophagy or whatever, where they turn like the books into sky. I don't think it's
weird at all. Their attorney was like, consent and ethics generally work together. Like if somebody wants this, it's not,
It's different if you're like skinning someone and then keeping it.
And they didn't know. People want this. An individual tattoo can run you $1,600 plus. A complete arm can be like $5,000 to $8,000.
Well, they like lay it out flat, right?
Mm-hmm. I'll post pictures of a lot of these, but specifically I'm going to post Chris Winsell. And Chris was a heavily tattooed man, and he was married to the love of his life for 23 years, and he raised 5 boys. He had a beautiful story. He ran Electric Underground Tattoos in Saskatchewan, and he passed away at age 41 of complications from pneumonia. But before he had died, he had talked about wanting to preserve all of his tattoos, and he told his wife about SaveMyInkForever.com. And so when he did pass, she honored his wishes and contacted them, and Kyle and Mike personally flew out to Canada to supervise the removal because it was the largest they had ever done.
Is that the one where I've seen the picture?
You've seen it. It's
yes.
like laid out like his, it's like a full chest
yes.
and like arms and then parts of the leg. Chris's wife says that when she got it back, like it felt like he was back there with them. And Mike and Kyle submitted it to the Guinness Book of World Records for the biggest post-mortem tattoo preservation ever. So there you have it. Incredible. I think it's cool.
I do. Okay, like, and I'm looking at it from like a perspective of, is it weird? Yeah, it's fucking weird to have a chunk of somebody's skin in a frame in your house. It would be the thing that you're like, that was my grandpa's tramp stamp, and now it's on the wall here. Or like, what if it was something you did not want, though? It's like, fuck, my aunt wants us to keep this, but it's her Tinkerbell tattoo.
You know, they did say that they will not do genitals and they will not do face tattoos.
Oh, why not face?
I don't know.
Well, then I'm not interested.
Okay.
Then I'm not buying. You hear that, inkstar.com?
I wanted my microbladed eyebrows.
Yeah. I wanted my beautiful scrotum portrait framed forever.
Oh.
How dare you? Well, that is incredible. And so we're going to let you think about that. Let you pick out which tattoos you want to preserve.
I would want one of yours.
Which one?
Pull your shirt up. Let me see them. Oh, I like your horses you have.
On my chest?
Your chest,
okay.
Yeah.
You can have those.
Okay.
All right. We're going to take
I want the nipple too.
Okay. You can have that. Well, just one.
Okay.
All right. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
And we're back, Spencer. I think I know what had you spinning also.
All right. So obviously you had to take on the defleshing portion of tattooing as you talked about it at our Irvine show last year. So I decided I wanted to come along on this tattoo journey, and that's why I'm going to be discussing memorial tattoos.
Okay.
I would say it's a safe bet that a lot of you listening right now have some sort of tattoo dedicated to a deceased loved one. Mm-hmm. I do. I have multiple, actually. I have the laurel wreath with my mom's birth year on it, and just a few that pay nods to important people in my life because I think they're just a nice reminder. Mm-hmm. I'm also a big believer in just getting whatever you want tattooed on you. Yeah. Like, there doesn't need to be some deep meaning.
No, if you think it's pretty or you think it's funny
or it looks cool, just fucking do it. Who cares? Well, memorial tattoos, I learned, started becoming, I'm going to talk about US because I know that there's certain cultures where...
Oh, yeah, that should be a big preface for this whole episode. Like, there are so many cultural and religious...
Yeah. Well, memorial tattoos started becoming really popular in the United States after the Civil War.
Oh.
According to FraserConsultants.com, early tattoo artists worked near Civil War battlefields, and they would lend their services to soldiers to help them honor their fallen comrades, as well as document their new life serving in the army. One of the earliest known tattoo artists was Martin Hildebrandt. In fact, he opened what is thought of to be the first ever tattoo parlor in America in 1846.
Oh, cool.
During the Civil War, Hildebrandt served with the Army of the Potomac. While serving, he spent time tattooing his comrades and their fallen brethren. His tattoos also served another purpose. They helped to identify fallen soldiers on the battlefield. With the invention of the electric tattoo machine in 1891, tattoos became even more widespread. While new reasons for getting a tattoo emerged, memorial tattoos still remained popular. And I think it's true. Like, when you're grieving, I think you find yourself looking for ways to stay connected with your deceased loved one or build some sort of reminder or dedication to them, and tattooing is a great way to do that. Mm-hmm. It could be super cathartic and also good for your psychological health. Psyche.co says that more intimate and permanent than other reminders, tattoos offer an embodied form form of meaning making in the wake of loss. They write, quote, grief is a complex response to loss that has many dimensions. Contemporary theories of grief acknowledge this complexity and variation, such as in the ongoing relationships with continuing bonds that bereaved people have with their deceased loved ones. There is also growing evidence that meaning making, defined as a process of considering what an event such as the death of a loved one could signify or how to interpret it, is an important factor in the experience of grief. Research suggests that a greater sense of meaning after a loss corresponds with less reported distress. Conversely, the risk of experiencing complicated grief, which involves a persistent and pervasive grief response, appears to be higher in the absence of meaning making. The search for meaning after the death of a loved one is not an easy or passive endeavor, but an active process that can take many forms. And one of the key reported motivations for tattooing is the expression of a personal narrative, and memorial tattoos specifically have become a prevalent way for people to remember their loved ones and mark the grief experience in all of its manifestations. Memorial tattoos have many potential functions. They might help start a conversation about loss or signify changes in one's identity as a result of loss, provide a permanent representation of love for someone who has died, facilitate adjustment to the loss, and help someone to maintain their bond with the deceased. In 2009, Elizabeth Schifrin did a thesis at Smith College exploring memorial tattoos, where she spoke with 14 different individuals about their memorial tattoos and learned about their experiences and reasonings for getting them. And in her thesis, she writes that the impetus of the study was born of her own experience with memorial tattooing and the death of a beloved person. She said, quote, this study is to explore the meaning of memorial tattoos for bereaved individuals who obtain them as part of their grief process. The question this study intends to answer is, do memorial tattoos function as adaptive mourning rituals for the bereaved? Grieving individuals may feel isolated in their experience of loss, or may feel that they cannot find the language to communicate about the extremity of their loss. This study inquires into the potential for memorial tattoos to be utilized as a ritual to honor one's own grief, and as the beginning of a conversation that connects the internal experience of loss with an external world. This research intends to offer the social work profession a deeper understanding of the grieving process, the use of tattoo as ritual in this process, and the perception of individuals who have obtained tattoos. I'll link the whole study. I mean, it's interesting if you feel like
it is interesting.
Later, when she was going over like the collected information from her study, she wrote that 100% of participants described their tattoos as having some symbolic significance. 50% of participants incorporated the name or initials of the dead loved one into their tattoo. 36% of participants had memorial tattoos that included images containing wings, and 29% included the artwork of the deceased in their tattoos. 14% included the birth dates and death dates of the deceased, and 14% included a heart in their memorial image. Other interesting statistics was 93% of participants acknowledged their tattoos as symbolizing a sense of permanence regarding the presence of the dead in their lives. 79% of participants used the word reminder to describe their tattoos, which I agree with. Like, I think it's like a way to, not that you would forget, but it just reminds you to like think of that person.
Right.
79% described their tattoos as either guaranteeing that the dead will always be a part of them or that they'll never forget them. And of these participants, 55% mentioned that the tattoo allowed them to stop worrying about forgetting or losing their dead loved one, or described that the tattoo takes some of the burden of grief, so you don't feel like you have to do something all the time. One participant stated, you will always worry that you're going to forget them and that they will become less important in your life. The tattoo is just a way to always remind myself that I could never forget, which I think is true too. And I don't know how much we've talked about on the show before, but like there is a weird thing when somebody passes away of like, I'm going to forget what this person sounds like. I remember after I lost my mom thinking like, am I going to forget what she looked like? Am I going to forget how she acted or what she sounded like? And thank God now we have things like voicemails and like videos, but it really is like a weird thing. It took me a really long time to like be able to listen to a voicemail or like watch videos of her after she passed away. Cause it was just
too much.
Too much, yeah. But I think having the tattoos is a good reminder. And it's, you know, Also, I'll say, like, I forget what's tattooed on me. I couldn't tell you probably right now what all of my tattoos are without looking.
Right.
I think I know a lot of people who probably got their first tattoo as some sort of acknowledgement.
If I were to ever get one, I know that it would either be for my mom or for Doris and Desi. Like it would be something because I would want to feel.
Fuck you, Dad.
Or my dad.
You just get Bill with wings on it.
I should just get Bill tattooed across my back or
Get
something.
it on your tit.
Yeah.
Like fucking
Bill.
Eve.
Bill.
Birdie, you know Birdie, they do like the beauty stuff, the BYRDIE.
Oh, yeah.
They published an article on this in 2022 that dived into the meaningfulness of memorial tattoos, writing, "It's a painful experience when someone close to us passes away, and often we're overcome with a desire to do something to memorialize that person. Many people choose tattoos, and it's a great way to honor someone that you've lost and to keep them close with you forever. Still, choosing the right design for a memorial tattoo can be a lot more difficult than choosing one for a personal enjoyment. Admittedly, it's best to wait until you've given yourself time to grieve and mourn your loved one before you make any decisions about getting a tattoo."
My mom would come back from the grave and kick my ass if I got a tattoo for her.
It says a memorial tattoo should reflect the personality and interests of the person you're memorializing, but it also does have to be something that you'll be proud to wear on your own skin. Typical memorial symbols like roses, crosses, ribbons, the birth and death dates of a person can also be included in your design, but alone they're not particularly unique or imaginative. And I was like reading this and I'm like, you don't need a big fucking watercolor painting. Like I like simplicity. Well, all my tattoos are traditional, so I like
it's my favorite.
It simple.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they look fucking crazy.
I know.
Okay, so we've got kind of the bases covered. I want to get into a lesser known option, which is tattooing with cremated remains. We've discussed so many different ways to repurpose our dearly departed's cremains, and we'll have so many in the future. But never this. We've never really talked about this.
No.
Before. There's this website called evergreenjacks.com. There's so many funeral websites.
Love it.
They've always got some sort of ever or like green or lawn or something to them. But it says what you need to know before getting a tattoo with cremation ashes. For centuries, people have been using tattooing to mark important memories, beliefs, or events. Today, some people choose to get tattoos made out of the cremation ashes of loved ones. Some people choose to have permanent tributes to loved ones who have died. If you want a memorial tattoo, you may have even heard references to a type of ink infused with cremation ashes. Is that safe? Well, we're going to tell you. They say that tattoos made with ashes are often called ritual tattoos. A small amount of the ashes goes into a vial of tattooing to create a ritual tattoo. The ashes need to be very fine, so you may need to part with more than a tablespoon so they have enough fine ash for the tattoo.
Oh.
Not everyone realizes that cremation is not an instant process. After the person has been cremated, the ashes are generally stored for a few days until they're ready to be shipped back to you. The ashes you get back aren't just powder. They also have bits of bone fragments and even pieces of charcoal. Therefore, it's essential to try and sift through the ashes and send the finest portion.
And then eat the rest.
Yes, smoke them. Cremation ashes have already been heated at temperatures exceeding 1800 degrees Fahrenheit during the process. Still, once they've been sifted and ground down, they are rebaked to sterilize them and then ground down even further.
Wow.
At that point, they're mixed in with the ink. The application of the tattoo then goes on as usual, and some people with cremation tattoos report experiencing itching after getting them. I think that's just people who would be sensitive maybe to the ink anyways.
Yeah. Or maybe it's psychological.
If you're interested in getting a tattoo with ash-infused ink, they say there's a few steps you need to take. First, you have to find a company that infuses the ashes into the ink for you because most artists don't have equipment to do that. And few tattoo artists offer this service, so finding someone who will mix the ink and apply a cremation tattoo can be difficult. Other tattoo artists are usually willing to use the ink from that specialty company if you see someone. However, getting the ink and then choosing an artist is similar to getting a regular tattoo. Before making the appointment, you need to find a tattoo artist in your area that has experience with cremains. Which, imagine that phone call, just calling around, hey, anyone ever done this before? You can ask what other people say about the artist you're considering. Finding a tattoo studio specializing in this process is a great way. The studio will have special equipment and specialized containers for the ashes. It's a good idea to visit the studio before getting the tattoo to ensure it's clean, safe, and fully equipped. And they conclude with getting a tattoo with the ashes of a loved one is a special way to keep that person close to you after death. Many people find it healing and comforting always to have an intimate part of their loved ones with them. It can be a great way to honor their memory and keep them close. And I'm going to end us with a trip to hell because I have some fucked up memorial tattoos.
Oh God, I love it.
That I want to share. There's this one that says Billy, second wife.
What does that mean?
Who knows?
I forgot her real name.
There's this one, which is just not good. We'll post some pictures.
Oh, no.
In loving memory, the font's pretty, but the portrait is
Honey.
wild.
That one's
good. This is for...
With you forever on your stomach, it
Yeah.
says. Okay. Oh my God, that is nightmare fuel. Oh,
some of these baby ones are not good. Oh, no.
No, I feel bad.
Oh, no.
What does that say?
Papa Leo, 1931 to 2008 with
Music notes as a
sperms.
star. Yeah. Oh my God, that is scary. Holy shit. Oh no.
We'll post some of these.
Oh my God.
Honey, if your grandma looked like that, it was her time.
Honey, we're just getting her name tattooed, okay?
Okay. Well, let's talk about a little less intense way to memorialize someone, like with an obituary.
All right. Well, I searched high and low for a few different tattoo artists' obituaries that I wanted to cover. I wanted to cover the guy who got the patent for the first tattoo gun. And there's so many cool ones. So many of them don't have an obituary, like an official one. But I stumbled upon Bert Grimm. While he doesn't have an official obituary, he has a really good just kind of biography written about him that I want to read. He was known as the grandfather of old school, and he contributed to the American traditional tattoo style. This is from tattooarchive.com. Bert Grimm, 1900 to 1985. Bert Grimm started hanging around tattoo shops in Portland, Oregon when he was about 11 or 12 years old, and the shops of Sailor Gus, Sailor George, and Charlie Western became his home away from home. Bert was given his first tattooing outfit in 1912, and for the next 70 plus years, Bert Grimm was a fixture in the tattoo world. Early in his career, Grimm spent a season with the Buffalo Bill Wild West show. Throughout the years, he operated shops in Chicago, Honolulu, Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, Seattle, Los Angeles, Long Beach, St. Louis, Portland, and Seaside, Oregon, and China. Bert worked with some of the greats in the business, including Domingo Goulang, Charlie Barr, Tats Thomas, Red Gibbons, Walter Torun, Bob Shaw, and Cole Todd, to name a few. Bert is probably best remembered today for the shop that he operated at the New Pike in Long Beach, California, from the 1950s to the late 60s. The New Pike was a large amusement park that goes back to 1897 and was home for dozens of tattooists. Bert Grimm's world-famous tattoo was historic. It was one of the oldest continuously operating tattoo shops in the continental United States, where generations of sailors got tattooed before shipping out. Bert was inducted into the Tattoo Hall of Fame, which was then located at the Lyle Tuttle's Tattoo Art Museum at 37th Street in San Francisco. Bert retired in the small Oregon town of Seaside in the later years of his life. He was not able to stay away from the tattoo business, so he set up a small tattoo shop in his home. In a letter written to Paul Rogers during this time, Bert stated that he did about 10 tattoos a week out of his house. Today, the Pike is only a memory, but I am glad to say the Bert Grimm's tattoo shop located at 22 Chestnut Place, which was in jeopardy of becoming part of a Long Beach condominium development, was purchased in March of 2004 by Carrie Barba and two silent partners. Barba turned part of the shop into a museum and continues operating as a tattoo shop. But I thought it was interesting. He tattooed Bonnie and Clyde.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like fact?
Yeah, fact.
Damn.
I know. He deserves an official obituary.
Uh-huh.
So I thought we'd give it to him.
Yeah.
And he had a wife, and he passed when he was 85.
Good long life.
Good long life.
Well, I've got Miss Cindy Brizel. I believe that's how you say it. This was sent to us from a Geoff who didn't say if it was okay to say their name. So you know who you are. And it's wild. So she actually just passed away on August 13th.
Oh.
And she was born on August 18th of 1963.
Okay.
So relatively young.
Uh-huh.
Cindy, 59, of Lewisburg, Tennessee, passed away on Sunday morning, August 13th, 2023, just 5 days short of her 60th birthday. As formidable a pink-loving, leggings-hoarding, mani-pedi-addicted fighter as she was, she lost her final argument with cancer and returned to her heavenly Father, surrounded by loved ones. Cindy is survived by her parents, sister, brother. She's also survived by her daughter and grandchildren, and her son and his children, as well as her great-grandsons. An obsessive lover of all animal species, Cindy gave her parents fits as a child, bringing strays home almost daily. She loved donuts, peanut butter everything, a good steak, sushi, and Mexican food. Her family will likely be finding her half-empty cans of Pepsi and Monster drinks for days to come. She loved the beach, soft camisoles, all shoes, shopping, bright colors, gardening, motorcycles, muscle cars, classic rock, and males of every species. To her father's pride, mama's constant horror, and amusement and delight of her many nephews, Cindy spent a lifetime perfecting the art of impressively loud bodily emissions. She knew that she couldn't be considered a classy Southern lady, but she prided herself on being approachable and real, and we all loved her for it. An avid sports fan, Cindy was faithful to her Raiders, Warriors, and San Francisco Giants, even when they disappointed her, telling evidence of her capacity to love unconditionally. When Cindy knew her time was growing short, her thoughts were of deep love and gratitude for her family, who sacrificed time, resources, and convenience to care for her. She expressed her deep appreciation for her knowledge of the gospel of Jesus Christ and for the merciful plan of her heavenly Father, which she freely admitted her need for, having endured many trials and having overcome much of the trappings of mortality. She was full of big opinions, big dreams, deep love, and a delightful penchant for silliness. She will be sorely missed, but we know the hugs she is saving for us when we meet her on the other side.
Aww.
A celebration of life will be held on her birthday. She's missing her scheduled birthday trip to the beaches of California, so the family has asked guests visit the service in pink and beachwear, which I thought was
Cute.
Sweet. And she requests donations be made to the Leukemia Center.
Oh, I love her.
It's cute.
What a cutie.
We love her. We love someone who keeps it real.
Uh-huh.
And these people kept it perhaps
real.
a little too real. Yeah. We've spun in our coffins.
We've bitched our obituaries.
It means it's time for some dumb
Ask
criminals. So you got...
Okay, Geoffs. Imagine you are driving along the road in Citrus County, Florida, on a rainy day in September in 2021.
Oh, I feel like I'm there.
Okay? And you look over and you see a routine traffic stop happening. Now, I do this, and I'm sure we all do this. We all kind of turn and look and slow down a little just to see what's happening.
Uh-huh.
It's just human nature. But imagine you see a man putting on a show.
Ooh, what
Okay.
kind of show?
Well, 57-year-old Richard Wolf of Crystal River was the main attraction. He was pulled over because he was driving recklessly, and he was disrupting the flow of traffic. And by that I mean he was using the grass medians to pass cars because he had places to be.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
When police pulled him over, though, he got out of his SUV and started dancing. And not just any dancing, but he was twerking.
Ooh.
He was on the floor shaking his ass for Citrus County Sheriff's deputies.
Oh, my God.
He then started to yell, "What are you scared of? I got knives, you got a gun." And then
No.
he took his knife out and threw it on the grass, which got his ass tased and arrested. But the good thing is that it was all caught on tape by a passerby. So I have a little video to show you, Spence. There's no sound, but there he is.
Ooh.
He was twerking earlier. Sorry.
You know what? Give him a show. That's
Look
what
at
I
him.
say.
Look at him thrusting his pelvis.
Oh, he loves it. Oh,
Now he's shaking his ass.
on the ground, all fours. Good for him.
And then he's going to get tased and taken away. So that's
As
what
every
you get.
good night ends.
He was charged with resisting an officer without violence, reckless driving, and fleeing from law enforcement.
Fuck. Well, I have a Florida man as well. This is from Highlands County, Florida, where deputies arrested a man in August of 2019 for attempting to perform a castration inside of his home. Deputies were called to 74-year-old Gary Van Ryswick's home located on O'Day Road in Sebring on Sunday, August 18th. When they arrived, he told the deputy that he had just performed a castration on a man and encountered major issues.
Oh my God.
Deputies found a victim on a bed, bleeding heavily with a towel over his groin.
Oh my God.
The victim was flown to a nearby hospital. During their investigation, deputies found 2 body parts in a pink container, presumed to have belonged to the victim. He had set up a room to look like a surgical center and had medical equipment and painkillers inside, according to the release.
This sounds like a cult leader.
I know. A camera was also set up to record the procedure. Van Ryswick told police he had met the victim on the dark web on a site geared towards people who have a castration fetish. In addition, he told deputies that he had tried to perform the procedure on the victim last week, but they had to delay. He also did a similar procedure on a man in a local motel a few years ago, and it also did not end well. He was arrested and charged with practicing medicine without a license, resulting in bodily injury.
I'm scared.
It reminded me, okay, do you remember when I was on Brittany Furlan's podcast?
Yes.
And you came with me?
I remember the story.
Of Armin Mives.
Yes.
And he cut
will
off
always
the penis
remember him.
and
Yes.
fried it on a frying pan and
Yes.
fed it to him. That story is wild. I did a cult leader on him. I
Yes.
called it like
You absolutely
Cannibal
did.
Cafe or something.
But these people ask for it.
They want it.
Oh, God.
So is he a criminal? I don't know.
I don't know if you're asking for it.
I don't know. He was asking for it.
Jesus. Let's move on to something
Okay.
sweet.
Yeah, I guess mine wasn't as funny as it is horrifying, but sometimes that's how it goes
But
when I
dumb.
tell a story. Dumb,
Dumb.
for sure. Yes, and ass.
Well, yeah.
We have a lot of P.O. Box stuff, so we're going to have to do some this week and some next week.
How about you do that box? I'll do this.
Okay, this one has instructions on it. It says, open this side, like you would open a Christmas gift. I had to pause to open it. I had to rip it open with my teeth. There is a card, and the front of the card says, sunflowers are a national symbol of my homeland. They symbolize loyalty and adoration. Here are bunches of sunflowers to you from me, a loyal Geoff named Mila. Dear Spencer and Madison, my name is Mila, and I'm your loyal Geoff from Michigan. I got a recommendation to listen to your podcast at the most difficult period of my life. Shortly about me, I am a Ukrainian American who moved to the United States right after the war has started in my home. It's been over 9 years now, and I've lost a lot of people I cared about, loved, studied together, and even taught. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
My brother is serving, and there isn't a day in my life when I'm not waking up with a thought in my mind, I hope they are alive.
Oh,
I can't imagine what that's like.
God.
Your podcast has helped me a lot to deal with my anxiety, stress, and depression. You make me smile and think of death in another way, less scary.
Oh.
I make these natural bath and body products myself and hope they give you some relaxation and joy. Thank you for your contagious energy. You make my day, Mila.
Oh, Mila, thank you so much. And I'm sorry, I can't even imagine
Look at the packaging.
what you think about every day with your brother. Oh, the Ukrainian colors. Okay, let me see this stuff. I'm really into baths right now, especially since COVID.
Oh, you're going to love this. It all smells so good.
Oh my God, it smells like a spa.
So many nice
Ooh.
products. Thank you, Mila.
Is this chapstick? I need some. Literally, I was going to buy some today.
Well, there you go.
Feels good. Feels really good. Mila, thank you so much.
We'll be thinking about you and hoping your brother is safe. You want to open one?
Okay. This is from MR from Texas.
It says Madison Reyes. Just kidding.
Okay, let's see. What is this? Hi, Madison, Spencer, and all the doggos. I am a huge fan of yours ever since I learned about your podcast from Morbid. Your deep dives into everything death and macabre warms my little Geoff heart. Because of your podcast, I have decided to become an organ donor. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we love it.
As of right now, I want the rest of me to be cremated. Plus, I want my obituary to spread a rumor that part of my ashes will be turned into gems and placed in a Victorian necklace so that I might haunt the people who wear it. Is it true? Is it not? It will keep people guessing.
We'll help spread that rumor.
I'm a horror writer after all. We love doing that.
Cool.
Speaking of writing, I wanted to send you both a copy of my book, Brick, Dust, and Bones. It's about a Cajun boy who lives in a cemetery where he takes care of ghosts and hunts monsters to bring his mother back from the dead. Ooh. I made the enclosed illustration as well. They are some of the monsters and cryptids in the book. I hope you enjoy. Your loyal Geoff, Michelle.
Cool. Let's see.
Oh my gosh. AKA MR Fournette. Okay, whoa. These are cool.
Scary.
Oh my God. She sent us a copy of her book.
How cool.
And she signed it. Okay, I love it. Enjoy the ghosts and long live the crazy Victorians. Oh my God, how cool.
This is cool.
I can't wait to read. Their website is mrfournette.com. If y'all want to go purchase that book, Brick, Dust, and Bones.
So cool.
So cool.
That's awesome. How special. Thank you.
I know. Thank you so much.
Should we each do one of these envelopes? I've got a wedding invite.
So do I, honey.
Who's yours for?
Mine is for McKaylee. She spelled out how to say it. Okay. And it says, Dear Spencer and Madison, my fiance and I are loyal Geoffs and cult babes. We look forward to your podcast every week. We are getting married in September, then having a huge party in October to celebrate. There will be live music, barbecue, and an open bar. I know how much y'all love Nashville. So maybe this could be an excuse to visit for the weekend. So break out your cowboy hats, boots, and bolo ties and get dressed up to get messed up. Love your Geoffs, McKaylee and Drew. Okay, wait, that's the October. When are we going to Nashville?
In November.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
Cuties.
When do we have to reply by? I have one for Morgan and Kevin, and they are getting married in Janesville, Wisconsin, during the same time that we're going to be in Nashville. We regret to inform you. Is it okay to do our RSVP here?
I know. I know.
Is that okay? Oh, we save every wedding invite.
I know. We really, really, really want to go to one.
Who knows? Could be yours. Could be someone else's.
Who knows?
Well, if you want to invite us to your wedding or something, or send us delicious goods, you can send them to Spencer Henry and Madison Reyes, P.O. Box 18149, Long Beach, California, 90807.
And if you can now come to our show September 14th.
Or October 26th.
October 26th, baby. We're going to Florida.
We're going to Florida. Almost forgot. So come spend Halloween with us.
Come spend Halloween with us.
We just got the text while we were recording that we're allowed to say it now. So I'm sure you'll see us announce it online, but we can't fucking wait. If you're going to be near or around Tampa, Florida, October 26th, come see us live. All the details are on our website.
obituarypodcast.com, baby.
But that's it for this week. We'll see you next week with some more coffin spinners
Obituaries.
and dumb
Ass
criminal.